Since President Obama came into office, another 2 million Hispanic Americans have fallen into poverty. It's catastrophic, and it's totally unacceptable. To the Hispanic community, I say, we are going to protect your jobs, we're going to build up your schools, and we're going to deliver safety and opportunity for your children.
That was Donald Trump making his pitch to Hispanic voters in Miami, Florida last week, arguing that they have suffered under 8 years of President Obama's economic policies. Despite this, a new NBC Wall Street Journal Telemundo poll shows Hillary Clinton leading him among likely Hispanic voters by almost 50 points. So is it too late for Trump to make inroads with this voting group? And can he win in November without them? Republican pollster Whit Ayers worked for Marco Rubio's presidential campaign. He's author of the book, 2016 and Beyond, How Republicans Can Elect a President in the New America. So, Whit, thanks for coming in today. Good to see you again.
Paul, good to be with you again.
All right, so let's step back a little bit first before we talk about the Hispanic voter. I want to get your view on the state of the race, because I think you had expected that Donald Trump would lose pretty big. Are you surprised it is this close at this stage?
Oh, no. We have a very evenly divided country. But the challenge for Donald Trump and for any Republican candidate is that every single presidential election since 1996, when Bill Clinton was reelected, the proportion of whites in the electorate has gone down by 2, 3, or 4 percentage points. If that trend continues, and there's no reason to think it won't, we're looking at an electorate this year of about 70% white and 30% non-white. That means it's increasingly difficult to win an election by getting a higher and higher percentage of a lower and lower proportion of the electorate. But Mitt Romney won a landslide among whites and still lost.
But are you saying that Donald Trump can't expand that white share of the electorate? I mean, a lot of people have talked about that. He's got that appeal to the white working class voter who may not have voted in the last 2 elections.
He may very well. The question is, how much can he expand it, and will it be enough to win a majority? To win a majority of the popular vote, if you do no better than Mitt Romney did among non-whites, you would need somewhere about 65% of the white vote in order to win a majority of the popular vote. That's something no president has done since Ronald Reagan in 1984.
All right, let's talk about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton standing with Hispanic voters. It doesn't look good in this Telemundo WSJ-NBC poll. I mean, I think the positive views, 57% of the Hispanics polled there have a positive view of Mrs. Clinton, only 15% for Donald Trump. To what do you attribute those numbers?
Well, those are pretty toxic ratings, and Mr. Trump has had a series of statements going back 15 months that have meant that he has dug a serious hole among Hispanics.
Right.
Mitt Romney was at 27%. According to your poll, Donald Trump is down to 17% among Hispanics. That's a major problem for states with large Hispanic populations like Florida, Colorado, and Nevada.
All right, so it's you attribute it to the statements. To what extent are policies behind it? And I'm thinking in particular about something like immigration. I know Hispanics are not single-issue voters any more than the rest of Americans, but immigration is something that resonates. Is that a big part of it, too?
Oh, sure, it's a big part of it. And the talk about forcible deportation of 11 million Hispanics, a population the size of Ohio, is what's created this hole for him. And it's a big hole. He's trying to modify that a little bit now. We'll see if it's too little too late.
Well, okay, so if that's true, and I've agreed with your analysis about the Republican Party needing to broaden its appeal, needing to appeal to non-white voters, but if that's true, why then, when you look at some of the battleground states like Florida, for example, or even Nevada, which has a big proportion of Hispanic voters, why is Trump in Florida? He's either ahead or tied, and in Nevada, it's quite close. Why is that happening?
Because these are swing states. They're swing states for a reason, Paul. They are very even and very close. But that's where it makes a real difference if you're getting a higher proportion of any particular group or a lower proportion of any particular group in a very close race. That could make the difference. Okay,
so 27% was Mitt Romney's number of the Hispanic vote. What do you think Trump needs to get to win the election this year? What do you expect him to get?
Well, I don't know what I expect him to get. Based on that poll, it's not going to be very high.
Right.
But a Republican to do well and come close to winning a majority of the popular vote ought to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 40% of the Hispanic vote, depending upon how well he does among white voters.
Okay, so how would you advise Trump at this stage to win back, to win enough of those Hispanic voters back? Push the economy, for example, push health care?
To keep doing what he did in those clips that you just played a few moments ago.
Okay.
That's the right message to bring Hispanics back and bring all Americans back who are worried about this weak economy.
So focus on jobs, focus on economic growth, soft sell the immigration issue?
Well,
you can't do that.
He's going to have a hard time doing that, a very hard time. The best he can do is change the subject.
All right. Thanks, Whit. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Surely, Paul. Good to be with you.